fascinates me because the way we view social psychology, the way people interact, the way people communicate since day dot has changed dramatically since the advent of the internet. So it's actually changing psychologists' understanding of how we do interact socially. It's changing the way we communicate. It's changing the way we form friendships, how we maintain friendships, how we feel like we belong to certain groups.
My favourite type of social media is probably Facebook, because I get to stalk people and see what everyone's up to.
YouTube is my favourite social media because it just makes me happy seeing people do funny stuff and goofing about, and it just makes me feel happy.
I think Twitter is laugh out loud funny, more often than not. I follow lots of people who are very witty with their 140 characters.
I go on YouTube about 4 or 5 times a day, and I'll go on them for quite long periods, so each period will be about 15-20 minutes.
Social media can have some good impacts on you because you get to keep up with friends that you might not see every day. Like, I get to speak to my friends at home that I don't see every day, I haven't seen them for months, and my family as well, my mum and dad.
And I've got lots of friends and colleagues who I follow on Twitter, and we engage in lots of very random conversations, which is funny, and I think it's great for news as well.
I think I have quite an unhealthy relationship with social media because I'm addicted to it, but I don't know why I'm addicted. It's like a type of drug.
I do social media for the company that I work at, and I think it does spill over into my personal life.
Waking up, checking my phone, then getting ready, checking my phone, get the bus to uni, check my phone, constantly go through Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and just rereading the same stuff I keep reading over and over again.
It's embarrassing to actually say that the first thing I do when I wake up is actually reach for my phone.
YouTube, I'm definitely addicted to, and I love watching videos.
I'm constantly on my phone, checking what everyone else is doing. I think it's because I'm a bit nosy as well.
It might be an ego thing that if you post a picture and you get a little notification, it gives you a bit of a rush.
I get addicted to YouTube by just enjoying it, really, because the enjoyment makes me want to come back for more.
Okay, so in medical terms and psychological terms, we don't really use the word addiction. We use the words abuse, which is exactly what it is, or dependency. Substance addiction, substance abuse and dependency, where there's this physiological effect, response when you don't have what you need. So alcohol and drugs. So you'll have a real physiological effect, such as sweats or feeling nauseated or not being able to sleep. Then there's another side that's not substance based. So we're talking about gambling, sex, pornography. These are all behaviours, and social media and the internet is also now at the forefront in the media of being problematic in terms of dependency on it.
Snapchat, Instagram and Facebook are addictive because the likes you get on a photo or a post or on your feed or something, you get a buzz off that, and psychologically that makes you feel happier and makes you feel like you're more popular.
So every time you put out a status and you get a like, or somebody shares something, or compliments you, comments on your post, it gives you this rush of happiness because it's validating you as a person. It bolsters your self-worth, your self-esteem. So when you can't do that behaviour, you feel anxious. And it's really being stuck in a cycle of excessive use of a certain behaviour. Really, we can be addicted or dependent on anything at all. If it gives us pleasure or a reward, we want to do it again.
I just worry with some younger people of the negative impact on their mental health, on their self-esteem, with bullying. I just think it needs to be monitored, really.
Social media can have many negative impacts on me as a person. If I put a picture up on Facebook or Instagram and I don't get any likes, then I feel like I'm not pretty enough, or people don't care about me.
So, although I think that social media is a very positive force of today, there are negative effects. So you can become dependent on social media. You can use it excessively because you need this rush, because you crave the attention. You can crave more and more validation.
You don't want a life where you continuously looking at your phone. You need to be engaging with people in real life, in my opinion.
When it becomes like that, and you're engaging in it all the time, if that takes you away from normal, everyday functioning, so your family, your friends, actually seeing people outside, it can make you very lazy because you don't need to go and see people because you can just talk to them online through social media. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter that has a multitude of complex functions on the human brain. It's very well known at the moment. It's called the reward chemical. So people assume that dopamine causes this feeling of happiness and euphoria. When people talk about dopamine being the cause of social media addiction, that's not really the case. Yes, there are elevated levels, but there are elevated levels for everything that is pleasurable. It's not the cause of pleasure. And if you suppress dopamine in experimental conditions, you've still got the same parts of the brain reacting in the same way as if dopamine was present. So you still feel the same happiness even without the dopamine. It's absolutely fascinating, and it's the most important part of psychology of today.